Welcome to InfoStream, your daily current. Unsure what to listen to? Turn to us for today's headlines. Stay informed. Iran's missile sites remain despite bombing. Ethiopia's election is marred by division. Israel's offensive sparks global rescue operations. US-Colombia relations shift amid interference. Japan modernizes defense, raising regional concerns. General abducted in Nigeria with his wife. Drone attacks fuel fears in Romania. Putin manages his image carefully. China's EVs challenge the automotive industry. US immigration messaging causes confusion. Costco uses membership to dominate gas prices. Lost City. Discovery reveals Amazon water management. India counts its population with stamps and postcards. Rescue efforts continue in the DRC Ebola crisis. Iran's reopened underground missile sites show limits of US bombing plan. Recent developments reveal a significant shift in Iran's strategic approach following the cessation of hostilities. Despite extensive US and Israeli bombing campaigns targeting Iran's underground missile sites, the country has rapidly recovered and reopened a substantial number of these facilities, highlighting limitations within the US bombing strategy. Initial reports indicated that Iran had reopened at least 50 of 69 tunnel entrances, using equipment like bulldozers and dump trucks, suggesting a preference for low-tech recovery methods. The reopening of these sites, containing an estimated 1,000 missiles, poses a renewed threat, particularly given Iran's preparedness for protracted conflict. Satellite imagery shows Iranian efforts to restore functionality, including repairing damaged roads and repaving access routes previously destroyed by bombing. The recovery process involves significant reconstruction, utilizing construction vehicles to clear debris and fill craters. The US and Israel's efforts to disrupt Iran's missile supply chain, encompassing attacks on factories producing components and missile bodies, have also proven less effective than anticipated. Iran has demonstrated the ability to rebuild key military capabilities, including restarting drone production and replacing missile launchers, often exceeding the timelines predicted by US intelligence assessments. The conflict's outcome underscored the difficulty of effectively combating Iran's sophisticated military capabilities with conventional bombing strategies. Despite the substantial damage inflicted, Iranian resilience and proactive recovery efforts have demonstrated the need for a more nuanced approach to countering Iran's strategic assets. Furthermore, the rapid reopening of missile sites suggests a willingness to continue utilizing these weapons, raising concerns about the potential for renewed attacks. The situation highlights the complexities of military engagement in the region and the challenges associated with achieving decisive strategic outcomes against a determined adversary. The ongoing efforts to disrupt Iranian missile production and rebuild its military infrastructure are expected to continue, underscoring the need for sustained vigilance and a comprehensive strategy to address the evolving threat. Ethiopia's election faces deep divisions and questionable credibility. Ethiopia's upcoming June 1st national election is fraught with challenges, raising serious doubts about its legitimacy and potential impact on the nation's stability. The election occurs against a backdrop of profound ethnic divisions, ongoing violent conflicts, and restrictions on political freedoms, significantly impacting voter participation and the overall electoral process. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, who won the 2019 Nobel Peace Prize for ending the long-standing conflict with Eritrea, now faces criticism for exacerbating internal divisions. His Prosperity Party is expected to dominate the election, but the fragmented opposition and persistent violence in regions like Tigray, Amhara, and Oromia threaten to undermine the results. Millions are disenfranchised due to the ongoing conflict, and logistical difficulties, coupled with reports of electoral repression, further complicate the process. Abiy's reforms, initially intended to unify the country, have instead triggered widespread unrest. His dissolution of the ruling EPRDF coalition and subsequent centralization efforts, particularly the disbanding of regional armies and the imposition of a single national political party, alienated key ethnic groups, notably the Tigray People's Liberation Front, leading to armed resistance. This has resulted in a devastating civil war, displacing hundreds of thousands and causing an estimated 600,000 casualties. The election is occurring amidst a landscape of deep mistrust. Researcher Surafel Gedahan believes Ethiopians are more divided than ever under Abiy's rule, citing ethnic animosity and maladministration. The closure of civic space has further eroded his legitimacy. Many observers, including Gedahan, view the election as a mere coronation. Despite the Prosperity Party's strategic decision to refrain from fielding candidates in numerous constituencies, aiming to invite opposition members into parliament, concerns remain about electoral integrity. Reports of political repression and administrative barriers continue to surface. Ayob Mesafint, leader of EZMA, acknowledges the arrest and intimidation of his party members. The election's credibility is severely compromised by the ongoing conflict and restrictions on political participation. The situation reflects a nation grappling with deep-seated divisions and a future uncertain amidst persistent instability. Escalating conflict, Israel's ground offensive and global rescue efforts, and the Middle East is experiencing a significant escalation of conflict, drawing Lebanon directly into the ongoing struggle between Israel and Iran. The crisis ignited on March 2nd when Hezbollah initiated a barrage of rocket attacks targeting Israel, a direct response to an Israeli airstrike that resulted in the death of Iran's supreme leader, Ali Khamenei. Israel retaliated swiftly, launching an extensive aerial campaign across Lebanon and subsequently initiating a ground invasion, marking a dramatic expansion of the conflict scope. This action has fundamentally altered the geopolitical landscape, transforming a regional dispute into a full-scale war. Simultaneously, a separate, yet equally concerning, situation unfolded in Laos. 4 villagers were successfully rescued from a flooded cave where they had been trapped for over a week. The dramatic rescue occurred as rescuers were preparing to enter the cave. The villagers, utilizing their own strength and determination, navigated the flooded passages and emerged, highlighting an extraordinary display of human resilience. The rescue operation, coordinated by the Lao People's Volunteer Association, underscored the immediate dangers posed by the rising waters and the critical need for timely intervention. The 2 events, though geographically distinct, represent critical developments in a period of heightened global instability. The ongoing conflict in the Middle East presents a severe threat to regional security, while the rescue in Laos serves as a poignant reminder of the potential for natural disasters to endanger human lives, demanding international cooperation and preparedness. Both situations underscore the urgent need for coordinated responses to address the complex challenges facing the world today. Colombia's presidential election, a shift in U.S. relations and Ecuadorian interference. Recent developments surrounding Colombia's presidential election highlight a complex geopolitical landscape, underscored by concerns over journalist safety and allegations of external interference. The election, widely anticipated to significantly reshape Colombia's relationship with the United States, is taking place against a backdrop of heightened security concerns for journalists within the country. A key element of this situation is the implementation of a new digital archiving system, allowing journalists to securely upload their work to a dedicated website. This proactive measure provides a critical safeguard against the potential loss of journalistic output in the event of threats or harm to reporters. The initiative represents a concerted effort to protect freedom of the press and ensure continued access to vital information. Simultaneously, Ecuador has been accused of attempting to influence the election through the imposition of tariffs on Colombian goods. This action has been viewed by many as a deliberate attempt to pressure the Colombian government and potentially sway the outcome of the presidential race. The move has ignited considerable controversy, raising questions about Ecuador's motives and its willingness to engage in political interference. The tariffs represent a direct challenge to Colombia's economic interests and have further complicated the already tense political environment. The combination of concerns regarding journalist safety and Ecuador's intervention demonstrates a fragile situation, demanding careful monitoring and diplomatic efforts. The digital archiving system provides a tangible response to threats, while the Ecuadorian tariffs underscore the potential for external actors to disrupt Colombia's democratic process. The election's outcome will undoubtedly have long-lasting implications for both Colombia and its neighboring countries, as well as for the broader dynamics of the Western Hemisphere. Japan's strategic shift, defense modernization, and regional concerns, and recent developments within Japan's defense strategy signal a deliberate and significant shift, primarily driven by concerns regarding regional security and a desire to bolster its own military capabilities. Japanese Defense Minister Yasukazu Hamada has forcefully denied accusations of militarism, asserting that Japan's actions are solely focused on self-defense and responding to evolving threats. This denial comes amidst heightened tensions in the Indo-Pacific region, particularly concerning China's growing military power. A key element of this strategic adjustment is a relaxation of previously stringent regulations governing the export of lethal weapons. This policy change represents a crucial step in developing Japan's domestic defense industrial base, aiming to reduce reliance on foreign suppliers and increase domestic production of defense equipment. The government intends to utilize this expanded capability to support its own military modernization efforts. Furthermore, Japan is undertaking a comprehensive revision of its core security documents, scheduled for completion by the end of the current year. These revisions are expected to outline a more proactive and assertive approach to defense policy. The updated documents will likely address the evolving security landscape, including China's substantial military buildup and Japan's role within the broader regional security framework. The changes reflect a strategic response to perceived threats emanating from China, which possesses a considerable arsenal and continues to assert its influence in the South China Sea and surrounding waters. Japan's actions are viewed as a calculated effort to demonstrate resolve and reinforce its commitment to maintaining stability in the region. The revised security documents and relaxed export regulations underscore a determined intent to strengthen Japan's defense posture and contribute to a more secure Indo-Pacific. These developments are significant indicators of Japan's evolving role on the international stage. Nigerian retired general abducted with wife in northwest Nigeria. A retired Nigerian general, along with his wife, has been abducted in the country's northwest region, according to recent reports. The incident occurred on Saturday, and the Nigerian military is currently investigating the circumstances surrounding the abduction. As of yet, no group has claimed responsibility for the attack, leaving the motive and perpetrators unidentified. The army stated that they are awaiting contact from the kidnappers to ascertain the situation and negotiate the release of the couple. This silence from the abductors is a significant concern, heightening anxieties about the security situation in the already volatile Northwest. The region has been plagued by persistent violence, largely attributed to armed bandit groups and extremist organizations. The abduction comes amidst ongoing security challenges across Nigeria, with the Northwest consistently experiencing high levels of insecurity. The area is characterized by porous borders, weak governance structures, and a significant presence of non-state actors. The Nigerian military has been engaged in a protracted campaign against these groups, but progress has been slow, and the threat remains substantial. The specific location of the abduction remains undisclosed, adding to the complexity of the investigation. Authorities are prioritizing efforts to locate the couple and secure their release. Intelligence agencies are reportedly working to gather information about the kidnappers' identities, their potential demands, and their operational capabilities. The incident underscores the fragility of security in Nigeria and the ongoing difficulties faced by the government in combating terrorism and banditry. The Nigerian military's cautious approach, awaiting contact from the kidnappers, reflects the delicate nature of the situation and the need to avoid escalating the conflict. The focus remains firmly on securing the release of the retired general and his wife, while simultaneously addressing the broader security challenges within the Northwest region. Romanian city residents harbor deep fears following drone attacks. Recent escalating tensions in Eastern Europe, specifically within the Romanian city of Tia Râgugiu, have triggered widespread anxiety and a pervasive sense of insecurity among residents. Following a series of drone attacks targeting infrastructure and government buildings, local populations are expressing profound fears about their safety and the potential for further aggression. These attacks, which have caused significant disruption and raised serious security concerns, have intensified existing anxieties related to the ongoing conflict in Ukraine and the broader geopolitical landscape. Simultaneously, the United States is reportedly contemplating repercussions against NATO allies perceived as having inadequately supported its efforts during the recent conflict with Iran. A leaked Pentagon memo, obtained by Reuters, indicates that Washington is evaluating options for addressing what it views as a failure of solidarity within the alliance. This suggests a growing rift within NATO, fueled by differing assessments of the situation and potentially a strategic divergence in response to emerging threats. NATO, formerly known as the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, is a military alliance established in 1949. Its primary purpose is to maintain peace and security in North America and Europe. Currently, NATO comprises 31 member states, including the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, France, Germany, Italy, Spain, Poland, Romania, and many others. These nations have pledged to defend each other in the event of an attack, solidifying a collective defense commitment. The alliance's response to the Iranian conflict and the subsequent concerns regarding support have highlighted the complexities of transatlantic cooperation and the challenges of maintaining unity within a diverse geopolitical framework. The situation underscores the fragility of international alliances and the potential for disagreements to escalate into serious security implications. Putin's calculated image management, Vladimir Putin's carefully cultivated public image, is a cornerstone of his power, meticulously crafted and fiercely guarded by his inner circle. The BBC report details the extraordinary lengths to which Putin's security team went to control even seemingly innocuous aspects of his daily life, particularly his consumption of alcohol. The narrative centers on the profound awareness within Putin's immediate environment that any deviation from a carefully constructed persona could have serious repercussions. The key element highlighted is the strategic suppression of information surrounding Putin's private habits. A recounted encounter with a museum custodian illustrates this perfectly. The custodian, under strict instruction, shared a moment with the president enjoying Russian pancakes enhanced with vodka. The urgency in the custodian's plea, "Don't tell anyone, they were very strict about it. I might get into terrible trouble," underscores the depth of control exerted. This behavior isn't simply about personal preference, it's a deliberate tactic. By limiting public knowledge of Putin's activities, his handlers aim to maintain a perception of normalcy and accessibility, despite the immense power he wields. This control extends beyond alcohol. It represents a broader strategy of managing the narrative surrounding his life. The report suggests that Putin's image is not just a reflection of reality, but a carefully constructed performance designed to project strength, stability, and a relatable human element, a deliberate contrast to the often grim realities of his political decisions and the geopolitical landscape he navigates. The custodian's experience serves as a potent symbol of this ongoing, strategic image management, revealing the lengths to which Putin's team will go to ensure his continued dominance in the public eye. Automotive industry faces rising Chinese EV competition. The global automotive landscape is undergoing a dramatic shift, largely driven by the rapid rise of electric vehicle manufacturers, particularly from China. Western brands, including Ferrari, are facing increasingly intense competition from these new entrants, challenging established norms and forcing a re-evaluation of strategies. Ferrari, in a bold move, attempted to directly confront this challenge with the development of the Luce, an all-electric supercar designed to compete within the high-performance EV segment. However, the project ultimately faced significant resistance and was subsequently halted. Chinese automotive companies, previously recognized primarily for their production of SUVs and sedans, have rapidly expanded into the electric vehicle market, deploying substantial investment and technological advancements. A prime example of this aggressive expansion is the BYD Yangwang U9, a luxury electric SUV boasting impressive performance capabilities. This vehicle, priced at approximately $250,000, can accelerate from 0 to 60 mph in just over 2.3 seconds, demonstrating the technological prowess being developed by Chinese manufacturers. The emergence of these Chinese EV brands has triggered a strategic response from established automakers. Ferrari's decision to pursue an all-electric supercar highlights the perceived threat and the need to innovate within the rapidly evolving electric vehicle market. The success of the Yangwang U9 and similar models underscores the growing consumer demand for high-performance electric vehicles, regardless of brand origin. This competition is not merely about building electric cars, it's about redefining luxury, performance, and technological leadership within the automotive industry, demanding adaptation and strategic realignment from traditional players. The implications extend beyond individual brands, impacting global supply chains and potentially reshaping the future of mobility. Trump administration green card messaging prompts confusion and anxiety. A recent Trump administration directive threatening to require most green card applicants to wait out the process in their home countries has sparked widespread confusion and anxiety within the immigrant community. This policy shift, coupled with subsequent attempts to backtrack, raises serious concerns about the future of legal immigration and the potential for significant brain drain. The initial announcement created uncertainty for millions of applicants, including Francisco and Julia, a research scientist couple who were planning their future together. Francisco, a researcher from Chile, and Julia, a research scientist from the United States, were in the process of obtaining a green card while living in the U.S., with plans to marry and start a family. However, the administration's shifting messaging, particularly the threat to require applicants to restart the process from their home countries, jeopardized their plans. The couple, expecting twins later this year, faced the prospect of being separated and Julia alone with newborns, if the policy applied to their case. U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS, initially framed the change as a measure to fairer and more efficient immigration, aiming to eliminate loopholes. However, the policy's retroactive application and the lack of clear criteria for extraordinary circumstances fueled apprehension. USCIS began requesting evidence from applicants, prompting a flurry of questions and uncertainty. Despite USCIS's justification, immigration attorneys expressed skepticism, predicting a legal challenge and highlighting the potential for widespread denials. Many attorneys advised their clients to remain calm and follow their existing plans, fearing arbitrary decisions. The administration's broader efforts to curtail legal immigration, including restrictions on asylum claims, temporary protected status, and refugee admissions, have exacerbated the situation, contributing to a potential brain drain among skilled professionals. The shifting messaging has created widespread chaos, with many immigrants fearing the potential for forced departures. The administration's actions are viewed as part of a nationalist campaign to limit immigration, prioritizing political considerations over a functional immigration system. Francisco and Julia's situation exemplifies the broader impact of these policies, raising concerns about the future of their family and their potential contribution to the U.S. economy. The Department of Homeland Security has not responded to CNN's requests for comment. Costco's gas strategy leveraging membership and value. Costco's unprecedented demand for gasoline, driven by soaring prices nationwide and particularly on the West Coast, has transformed the retailer into America's destination for affordable fuel. The company's strategy hinges on its membership model and value-oriented approach. Costco routinely undercuts local gas stations by approximately 30 cents per gallon, a significant advantage that has attracted a massive influx of customers. Despite the perception that Costco sells gas at a loss, the company actually generates a profit, typically a few cents per gallon, due to its massive scale and membership fees. This contrasts sharply with independent gas stations, which rely on substantial markups to cover overhead and maintenance costs. When gas prices rise, consumer purchasing behavior decreases, limiting station profitability. Conversely, Costco's large membership base and competitive pricing allow it to maintain sales volume, even at elevated prices. Last year, membership fees accounted for roughly two-thirds of Costco's profits. The company's strategy mirrors its approach to other products, selling many items at or slightly above cost, with notable exceptions like its 1.50 hot dog and soda deal. However, when gas prices are low, the company's overall profit margin is negatively impacted. A significant portion of Costco's customers, approximately half, also visit the warehouse after filling up at the gas station. This increased foot traffic has led to a 5% rise in overall store traffic. Costco has responded by extending discounts on meat and eggs, also sold at the back of the warehouse, to further incentivize purchases and bolster member loyalty. CEO Roland Vacris emphasized that members who use Costco's gas stations typically spend more in the warehouse, driving further sales. CFO Gary Millerchip highlighted the company's recognition of members' financial strain due to high gas prices and its subsequent investment in providing increased value. The company's gas stations, comprising 747 locations, account for 10% of Costco's total sales. Despite the recent success, investors reacted negatively to the news, causing Costco's stock to fall nearly 4% on Friday, demonstrating a degree of skepticism regarding the company's long-term strategy. Costco's success is heavily reliant on maintaining high gas prices, and any decline in prices could significantly impact its profitability and overall growth trajectory. Reinterpreting the Amazon's Lost City, a water management strategy. Recent archaeological research is dramatically reshaping our understanding of the Lost City, discovered in the Amazon rainforest, challenging the initial assumption of a traditional urban center. The prevailing theory, initially suggesting a complex network of roads and plazas indicative of a sophisticated civilization, is now being revised based on a compelling new hypothesis. The site was designed as a sophisticated water management system, an osmotic city. The research, spearheaded by archaeologists, reveals that the site's distinctive monticulos, small mounds hidden within the dense grasses, were not merely random settlements, but integral components of this system. The team spent considerable time navigating the perpetually wet terrain, enduring hours of relentless rain, to fully appreciate the environment's role in their findings. The continuous rainfall led to the realization that the network of trenches surrounding the mounds functioned as drainage canals. These canals were engineered to capture and channel significant volumes of water during heavy rainfall. The team posits that the plazas served as reservoirs, capable of storing water for use during drier periods. This innovative approach demonstrates a profound understanding of the Amazon's hydrological cycles. The researchers believe the society prioritized controlling water flow, recognizing its critical importance for survival in the challenging rainforest environment. The discovery highlights the advanced engineering capabilities of the civilization that constructed this site. It underscores the importance of considering environmental factors in interpreting archaeological remains, suggesting that the Lost City was not a conventional urban settlement, but a testament to human ingenuity in adapting to and harnessing the power of water in the Amazon basin. The focus has shifted from a traditional city model to one of sophisticated water management. Census: How Stamps and Postcards Helped India Count Its People. The 2001 Indian census presented a unique challenge, counting a vast and diverse population with limited technological infrastructure. Rather than solely relying on traditional door-to-door enumeration, the Census Administration strategically employed a widespread postal campaign, utilizing stamps and postcards to engage citizens across the country. This innovative approach, launched in February 2001, demonstrated a fundamental understanding of the logistical complexities involved in accurately surveying a nation as large and geographically varied as India. The campaign's success hinged on a simple yet powerful message printed on the postcards, urging individuals to provide details about themselves and their families, without any hesitation. This deliberate phrasing was crucial, aiming to build trust and encourage participation. The postcards, mailed from locations like Dausa to Jaipur, represented a direct appeal to the populace, recognizing that the census was not merely a counting exercise, but a request for citizens to share their information with the state. Approximately 1.3 billion postcards were dispatched, a testament to the scale of the undertaking. The postal system, despite its limitations, proved to be an effective channel for reaching remote areas and marginalized communities, where traditional census methods might have been less successful. The campaign's success underscored the importance of community engagement and the utilization of existing infrastructure. The 2001 census highlighted a pivotal shift in census methodology, integrating persuasive communication alongside traditional data collection techniques, ultimately contributing to a more comprehensive and accurate population count. This approach remains a case study in utilizing creative strategies to overcome logistical hurdles in large-scale demographic surveys. Palestinian relief and rescue efforts highlighted amidst ongoing humanitarian challenges. A heartwarming scene unfolded as displaced Palestinian families celebrated Eid al-Adha with a spirited football tournament. This joyous occasion offered a brief respite from the difficult circumstances faced by many, providing a space for community and camaraderie. The tournament, organized by local aid groups, brought together hundreds of children and adults, fostering a sense of normalcy and hope. The event served as a powerful symbol of resilience and the determination to maintain traditions despite the ongoing conflict and displacement. Meanwhile, in Laos, a remarkable rescue operation concluded with the successful extraction of 4 villagers trapped within a flooded cave. The individuals, who had been stranded for over a week, emerged from the cave as rescuers were preparing their entry. According to Bangkam Loanglath of the Lao People's Volunteer Association, the villagers navigated their way out on their own, demonstrating incredible fortitude. The rescue effort, coordinated by local authorities and volunteer groups, involved careful planning and execution, highlighting the importance of community support in crisis situations. The situation in Laos involved a significant challenge, with the cave becoming increasingly flooded due to heavy rainfall. The rescue operation was complicated by the precarious conditions within the cave and the need to prioritize the safety of the trapped individuals. The successful outcome underscores the dedication and expertise of the rescue teams, who worked tirelessly to bring the villagers to safety. The event serves as a testament to the power of human determination and the crucial role of volunteer organizations in disaster relief. Ebola crisis intensifies in DRC amidst grief and rescue efforts. A severe Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, is raising serious concerns, prompting the Doctors Without Borders, MSF, to urgently warn about the continued spread fueled by traditional burial practices. The organization emphasized the critical need to prioritize containment measures while respecting cultural mourning rituals, highlighting the risk of perpetuating a cycle of grief and infection. The situation demands a delicate balance between honoring the deceased and implementing robust public health protocols. Meanwhile, in a separate, dramatic event, 4 villagers in Laos were successfully rescued from a flooded cave where they had been trapped for over a week. Rescuers observed the individuals navigating their escape on their own, demonstrating remarkable resilience. The Lao People's Volunteer Association played a key role in coordinating the rescue operation. The World Health Organization, ABO Director General, is actively engaged in overseeing the Ebola response in the DRC, focusing on coordinating international efforts and bolstering local capacity. Technical challenges, including slow video player loading times and ad interruptions, have been reported during online information dissemination, impacting the accessibility of crucial updates. The WHO's focus remains on strengthening surveillance, contact tracing, and community engagement to effectively combat the virus and prevent further transmission. The Laos rescue underscores the diverse challenges faced in global crisis response, demanding adaptable strategies and collaborative action. The Ebola outbreak in the DRC represents a complex humanitarian emergency requiring sustained commitment and coordinated international support.